Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to see what your message is from Spirit today. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all of my subscribers and my members. Also, thank you for all of the likes and the hypes. I am sending you all of that love and positive energy back tenfold. I thank you all so much. All right. So I am being guided to start with one of my homemade decks here. It is something where someone wants, someone in your energy wants to say something to you. Okay. The things that they would say if they were honest. Okay, I'm going to split it into two parts here because the deck is pretty large. All right, obviously take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't for someone else. Okay, make sure to use your discernment with these collective readings. But Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what does this person want to tell the collective if they were honest? What would they tell the collective if they were honest? Okay. Okay. This person is admitting that they weren't authentic with you. Okay. So when you were in a connection with this person, because I feel for the majority of you, you might be in no contact or minimal contact, but this person wasn't their real self with you. Okay. They weren't honest. They weren't authentic. Okay. Ooh. All right. So I had a few cards that flew here. This person could have been indecisive when they were in a connection with you. Okay. They could have been in that Two of Swords energy where they just maybe were at a stagnant type energy, like a stalemate in their head where they, maybe didn't want to make a decision. Maybe they didn't want to feel like they were making a decision that would backfire on them. But the thing is that I feel like this person procrastinated and they might have, strung you along, or maybe made things between the two of you in that stuck and stagnant energy because there was like no progression. And that was due to them not making a decision. So, I mean, this decision could have been anything. It could have been, number one, moving your platonic connection into something more romantic. Maybe it was something that where they needed to decide between you and an external party. Okay. Another person, maybe work, whatever it was. It could also be that this person was indecisive about maybe even putting a label on what your connection was. They wanted to keep things kind of open. It could be anything, but this person was not decisive. They did not make a decision when they needed to. And I feel like this person, possibly even kept things from you. And they also are saying that they know they made a lot of excuses. So again, it goes along with that not being authentic, not being honest. They made a lot of excuses for the reasons why they, didn't make a decision or couldn't make a decision. Maybe they kept coming up with things that were going on with them, whether these were actually going on or not. But this person made a lot of excuses. Okay. And again, this is exactly what I was saying. I know I can't have you because I took too long. Yeah. Number one, you took too long to make a decision. So, for some of you out there, you made the decision for them and you walked away. You chose yourself. It's like, okay, well, you know what? If you're not going to make whatever this decision is, I'm going to make a decision and I'm choosing myself. Because I can't live in this indecisive energy for, any longer. And you probably are, felt as well that this person was not being authentic with you. You probably felt that something was off here. And so that's the first thing. But the second thing is, what I'm getting with this card here is that I feel like you both are either in no contact or minimal contact. And I feel like this person has had ample time to come back your way and make things right with you. And now this person has probably taken a very long time, and either you have already moved on with someone else, or they know that the energy between the two of you is so different that it's because of the amount of time that they've taken here. And I do know that as we hear, the universe and the divine, they don't have any sort of time, or time doesn't matter, in the spiritual realm and all that good stuff. But you know what, here on earth there is a sense of time. And I understand about divine timing and all of that, as well as we all do. But for a lot of us here, it's like when another person takes way too long to do certain things, like make things right with you, well, that makes things worse. And it makes it less likely that the person receiving this is going to even want to hear from this person. Now, for some of you out there, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe time doesn't matter. But I feel like for a lot of you, it does. Okay. This person does admit that they ran from you and the connection because they got scared of their feelings. Could also have to do with why they've done all of these things. They weren't authentic. They weren't honest. They were indecisive. They made excuses. Then they took too long. And it's probably because the intensity of this connection scared them. I'm sure it, made you kind of freak out at least a little bit at first too. But you kind of embraced it. The thing is that I feel like this person is not an emotionally vulnerable person, and it was supposed to help them embrace and be open with their emotions, but they still kept their emotions shut down. I feel like this person did not allow themselves to be emotionally vulnerable with you. This person, closed off their heart space and kept it closed off. And they were probably more in swords energy, possibly even wands energy, where, it's not about their heart space. It's about doing what their mind tells them to do, doing what their mind has learned from past, experiences or whatever has happened, the wounding that made them close off their heart space in the first place, and do things out of their logical mind. Their mind tells them, you're going to get hurt. Don't open up that heart. And that's what they did. They kept that heart closed off, even though they were supposed to open up to you. And if they even opened up to you a little bit, I feel like, it was supposed to be a lot more than what it was. Okay. So this person is, admitting that they ran because they, so if they ghosted you, I feel like that was why. It was because of emotion that they were feeling. And like I said, I feel even if they're not an air sign or a fire sign, I feel like they kind of went back and forth between Wands energy and air energy, where they were like hot and cold. They would be passionate one moment, and then they would get scared and they would kind of run away and ghost. So, I'm not sure if that's what you're, feeling that resonates or not, but they do admit that they know that that you both are at least divine counterparts, whether you, believe in twin flames or not, but they know that you have a special connection, basically. Okay. And this person has been in denial about it. So for some of you out there, you've expressed this to them. You have told them that you both have a unique and special connection. Maybe for some of you, you mentioned that you're high level soulmates or that you are soulmates. Maybe you actually verbalized the words twin flame or divine counterpart, for those of you who believe in that. But this person, kind of maybe gaslit you. Maybe they made you feel like you were crazy. Okay. But they know, and they have known that that is the truth. Okay. They just, were in denial because of these feelings that they've had. Okay. What else, Spirit? Moving to that second part of the deck here. What else does this person want to say to the collective, if they could, if they were honest? Okay. They think about you 24/7. You're on their mind constantly. And I feel that not only is it because this person misses you, they miss your energy, they miss you, but they're also probably feeling guilty about what they've done to you. And I feel like their spirit team is not allowing them to forget about you. And that could be their karma. Okay. Let's see here. They do feel inferior and not good enough because they don't have enough to give you. Now, maybe that could be in so many different ways. This person feels that maybe they're lacking financially. Maybe they've got a family elsewhere. Maybe they have children that they need to pay for. Maybe they have financial issues as well as maybe loans or other things going on in their life that they can, maybe they're barely making ends meet. The world that we live in right now is not the most stable place for a lot of people. And, there are a lot of people out there that are struggling financially. So I feel like, maybe this person lost their job. Maybe they're working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. And nobody will admit that they're having financial problems. So, this is probably something they keep hidden. I also feel, though, that this person doesn't have enough to give you because they still maybe have not embraced this emotional vulnerability. And they probably know that you deserve that. You deserve somebody that's emotionally vulnerable with you, a safe place for you to express your emotion as well. And I feel like they know that they didn't provide that in the past, and they don't know if they can do that in the future just because of the way they've been their whole life. It would I feel for a lot of them it would be a significant transformation. And I feel like this person feels like that would be an uphill battle, and they just don't know if they have it in them. That's just the energy I'm feeling. Okay. I'm also feeling that this person might not have the time and the effort to give you, because if they do have say a family or children elsewhere, maybe they have other commitments, or they do work multiple jobs where they work 7 days a week. So that could be possible as well. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of different things with that card. Okay, but they don't feel good enough for you. They feel like you deserve so much more, and they feel like what they have materially and as well as internally, they feel like they do not have enough. Okay. They are saying that when you met each other, they confused lust with love, that they're used to superficial and shallow connections that aren't emotional, that aren't emotionally vulnerable or allow them to express themselves, because it's not about that. It's about schmegul type things, passion, that wand's energy. So they knew that they had a connection with you. They knew that they were attracted to you, but they felt it was more about lust because that's what they are used to. They were not expecting to feel this amount of love for you. Okay. This person is admitting that they overthink. Again, that's talking about swords energy, just like I was mentioning earlier. So they are definitely in that swords overthinking energy, where, things are more about logic and that they just replay things over and over again, and they're consumed by the past, by their past actions, by their past decisions, which is probably why they're indecisive, because their past decisions maybe have taken them in a direction that they didn't want to go. Maybe their past decisions brought them heartbreak, pain, and so now they're hesitant to decide about certain things. Okay. They admit that the distance between the two of you is actually protecting you from the drama or karma in their life. So they are involved with a bunch of drama. I feel like in maybe multiple areas, but they're also getting karma. And I feel like maybe some of this drama is the karma. Okay. And so, rejection is protection. And so maybe if you, feel or felt rejected by this person, it was the universe protecting you. I feel like this person is supposed to get karma for their actions and decisions they've made in the past, as well as what they've done to you. And that maybe, the separation here, the distance, it's supposed to be happening. Okay. They are admitting that they have narcissistic tendencies and traits. So this person might, do things and act out of pride and ego. So that might also be something that is not allowing them to make decisions or be authentic with you. It's like lack of accountability as well, because they don't want to, do anything against their pride that makes them look weak. For some of you, maybe this person is attention seeking because of, this narcissistic tendency that they have. It just feeds their ego, makes them feel better about who they are. And the thing is that when somebody's like this, they have a low sense of esteem and confidence inside of themselves. But at least this person admits that they do have these tendencies and traits, though. This person is also saying that they make jokes to hide the truth. So again, they make excuses, they make jokes. So if this person is someone that, can be lighthearted, that, does make, light of situations or things that go on, maybe this person does make jokes. I feel like it is because they know the truth, and they're either trying to deflect and they're trying to redirect things to something else so that this truth doesn't have to be talked about or looked at. But yeah, this person is, at least for some of them out there, they're admitting that they make jokes to hide the truth here. Okay, I feel like they also maybe make jokes to avoid feelings and talking about emotional vulnerability as well. Okay, so let's see what else is here. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't give you more of my time. So this person is admitting that, they didn't give you what you needed. They neglected you and this connection, whatever it was for you, whatever this connection was. They apologize and they're sorry. I feel like this person does owe you an apology outwardly and in the 3D, not just here in a tarot reading. But I mean, at the bare minimum, that's what this person owes you. Okay, maybe they told you that they would give you time and energy and they didn't. Maybe this was more of a one-sided connection where you gave more than this person did. And maybe they gave you excuses, maybe they gave you a lot of excuses of why they couldn't spend time with you. And maybe, some of these excuses, they sounded like something where, you gave them the benefit of the doubt here. And you're like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll believe that. And, let's move on from there. Let's see if you can make things better in the future, if things will change. And maybe they never did. Okay. But this person knows they didn't give you the time and the energy that they promised you or that they felt like they should have. Okay. And this person is, again, admitting they weren't transparent. So we're starting off, I wasn't authentic with you. We're ending with, I wasn't transparent with you. Basically talking about the same thing. They weren't honest. They weren't their authentic self. They possibly wore a mask, and, they kept a lot of things from you. They fumbled this connection. They, did you wrong here. And I feel like you gave them your all. You wanted this safe space with this person, and they, I feel like, gave you nothing or barely anything. Okay. On the bottom of this deck, it says, I don't feel like I'm stable enough to be with you right now. So they feel that Five of Pentacles energy where they're lacking. Okay. This person is saying that either it's financial. I mean, it could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be in many different aspects, that they don't feel like they're good enough, that they don't have that stability in their life. But I feel like, again, that is part of their karma. Okay. On the bottom of the other deck, it says, I'm scared to show you the real me. Again, it talks about them wearing a mask. They show people only what they want people to see, and they don't like being authentic with people because I feel like they're ashamed of it. I don't feel like this person has embraced their shadow. I feel like for some of them, their shadow is something that they try to keep hidden deep down within themselves. I feel like they don't even like admitting and looking at what they've done or who they've been or who they even are in the present, even for some of them, you know? All right. So, Spirit, who is this person to the collective? Who is this person? What is their energy like, please? Who is this person, please? All right. Well, it's someone here that maybe you have ended a cycle with. Okay. Maybe it's someone that was destined to be in your life. It was fated that you both were on each other's paths in this lifetime. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone that you were supposed to have everything with. This person is someone that you were destined to have the Ten of Pentacles with. You were supposed to have a family with this person, whatever family means to you, doesn't have to mean marriage and children. It could be whatever family means to you. This person was supposed to be that. They were supposed to be that rock for you, that person that you wanted to grow old with. You and them. Your safe space. Your stable place. The person that you were supposed to grow with and even have generational wealth with. This was supposed to be that person. Okay, you were supposed to make things happen together. Yeah, you were supposed to have a future together. You both were supposed to, be together, forever. Yeah. And things were supposed to be peaceful. They were supposed to be those calmer waters after maybe whatever you both have been through in your past. Everybody, we all have a past, and we all have things and experiences that we've been through that weren't so easy. And I feel like this was a connection that was supposed to be easy, or it was, no, well, I'm actually going to take that back, because no connection, no relationship is actually easy. But the thing is that it was supposed to be something where it felt easy, where it's like you knew in your heart and your soul that this was your person. And it was like, even if you had arguments, you still had love for this person. It's not like, these arguments were deal breakers. It's not like this person wasn't supposed to hurt you. This person wasn't supposed to betray you and deceive you, lie to you. No, they were not supposed to do that. So this, even though, like I said, all relationships, I admit that there are ups and downs. Of course there are. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But this was supposed to be an easier type connection because you both were supposed to mesh with one another in a different way. And you were supposed to be able to work on things differently than maybe things had been in past, relationships for both of you, where things were, like I said, more peaceful and calm, where there was no doubt that this was your person, this was your rock, your ride or die is what I'm hearing. The person that you felt from day one and you felt for the rest of your life that they were it for you. That's who this person was supposed to be. And unfortunately, this person just kept these secrets to themselves. They were not authentic. This person hid things from you, and of course that led to lies, deceit, and betrayal. Unfortunately, I feel like this person really did betray you. Would not be surprised if the Seven of Swords came out. But the thing is that unfortunately, because of these secrets, because of whatever this person has hidden from you, I feel like, yes, number one, they did this because they're wounded. They have wounding, that causes them to be hesitant to open up to people. But the thing is that the connection with you was different, and they knew it. They knew it. And because of this person hiding things from you, I feel like now you had to put up boundaries with them. And it's boundaries that I feel like you didn't want to have to put up with this person. This was supposed to be the person, of course we have boundaries with almost everybody in our life to a certain, extent, but this, the boundaries were not supposed to be like this with this person. And now they made you into this wounded warrior that, even more so than what your past has made you. And I feel with the Three of Cups being here that maybe for some of you, this person did make you a third party. That is possible. But I also feel, though, with the Three of Cups, that this person, you both were supposed to have a basis to your connection of friendship. That you both were supposed to be, at the end of the day, best friends with one another. Not that you can't have best friends with be best friends with other people, but I feel like the both of you were supposed to have a basis, a foundation of being like best friends. Like I said, ride or die, each other's rocks. No grass is greener, so nobody even needs to look. Not that each other is, we're all perfect, but it's like you both were perfect for one another. Okay. And the thing is, with the Knight of Pentacles being here on the bottom, I feel that for a lot of you, you gave and gave and things just never progressed. They probably just took a really long time to get to even a certain point, and you probably had enough and you probably walked away. But I also feel with the Knight of Pentacles here that the connection between the two of you was supposed to be something that was maybe like slow growing, and like I said, started as a friendship here that transformed and became more stable over time. But I feel like this person didn't even allow that to happen. They took this Knight of Pentacles and they just kind of strung you along. They probably future faked you and promised you things that they never followed through on. I feel like this person maybe breadcrumbed you just to keep you strung along, bare minimum to keep you strung along. And I feel like, this person thought you'd be there forever. They thought they could take their time. But with the Five of Wands being after the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like, this person is involved in conflict and drama. Maybe they brought this into your life or into your connection with them for some of you, but I do feel like this is their life right now. Conflict, drama, and chaos. And that is part of their karma. Okay, like this says about the distance. Okay, so I don't have any people cards here, but whoever this person is for you. But as far as signs, we've got earth energy, we've got fire, we've got air and water. All signs are here, so this person could be any sign. We also have Pisces here. We've got Libra. We've got Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Okay. So, you have any advice for the collective here, Spirit? Any advice for the collective? Okay, what is this? All right. So there's something here about communication, and that might be why this is coming out. Sometimes, Spirit just wants you to know what, this other person in your energy is going through right now. But there is something here about communication. I'll try to find out what that is. We have the Six of Wands being here. Maybe, you're getting attention. Okay. It could be something about success as well. What is this Eight of Wands to the Six of Wands, Spirit? Let's see. Let's see here. We've got We've got the High Priestess. I was just putting it down there. The Knight of Pentacles. What else? The Ace of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. What else? And the Four of Swords. All right, well, we've got the Ten of Cups on the bottom. We've got the Magician and the Page of Cups here. Okay, and then Judgment. Okay. After that is the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups with the Eight of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Page of Wands. Okay. So this reading is here because this person is going to be communicating with you. Okay. This person is saying, yes, they know they feel like they can't have you any longer in their life because they took too long. And like I said, I feel for a lot of you that is the case. But nonetheless, this person is feeling intuitively that they need to reach out to you, okay, to try to make things right. I do feel like this person wants your attention. Maybe you gave this person a lot of attention and they miss that. But I also feel, that there's a part of this person at least that does, want success with you. They want to feel like things are going in a better direction, that things, they don't want to feel that sense of guilt any longer. Okay. Now I do feel like this person, again, is feeling this intuitively to reach out to you. You might also feel intuitively that they might be reaching out here at some point, and it comes after, like I was saying, a period of things taking forever. Like this person, they did take a long, long time to do this. Okay, but I feel like they feel like they owe you the truth. They owe you honesty. For some of you, this honesty might revolve around them being independent. So maybe this person portrayed themselves to be independent in the past when they weren't. For some of them, maybe they want to tell you now that they're single. For, especially for those of you who resonate with knowing that this person wasn't single in the past. But for some of you, they portrayed themselves as being single and they weren't. Okay, so that might be part of it. I also am getting the message from the Nine of Pentacles here that, this is coming at a point where you all are embracing your independence and you're glowing up here. Okay, so you've moved forward and you're focused on yourself. And so that's possibly when and why this is coming. And it's coming from, it's coming from a place where this person has slept on this connection. And now, they really do want to heal things between the two of you. Okay, so this person really does want to heal things. I do feel, though, that I feel it has a lot to do with feeling guilty. Now, we do have the 10 of Cups here, so I feel like there's an emotional connection between the two of you. Okay, I feel like this person knows that they owe you an apology. Like I was saying before, I feel like this person knows at the very least that they do owe you an apology for how they treated you. Maybe some of you are manifesting this. Okay. I do feel that it will be your judgment call if you want to hear this person out or not. But I also feel that it's part of their judgment spiritually that they do this, that they attempt to reach out to you. Okay, now for some of you out there really was a third party, or you were made into a third party. Okay, take it as it resonates here. Okay, because it's not going to resonate with all of you. But for those of you who do feel that that third party situation is an actual person, that it was either you or it was another person, then, this person is feeling very stressed out and anxious because they did that. Okay, they know that they juggled you with someone else. Again, it's something that they really want to apologize for. And, it is possible with the Knight of Cups here that they do want to express their feelings. Okay, but they are anxious about it. Okay, so Spirit is saying that this person is going to be reaching out at some point. Okay, at least right now, that's what they're saying. Additional signs, we've got Libra, we've got Gemini and Virgo, Cancer energy. Okay. All right. Well, this reading is long enough as it is, but let's see what this person's intentions are. Spirit, what is this person's intentions with the collective, with reaching out, other than wanting to heal things? What is their energy? What are their true intentions? Okay. See, exactly. They're in Knight of Wands energy, and I felt the Wands energy earlier. I felt Wands and I felt Swords. This person is still in inconsistent, non-committal energy. Yes, they want to come back your way. Yes, they want to apologize. Very likely, they either made you a third party or they had one behind your back. Or you even found out about it or knew about it. But this person is in this inconsistent, non-committal energy. They like to keep their options open. They are afraid to commit to one person or one thing. The reason why they confused the connection with you, they confused lust and love because they have been more in this lustful energy than anything else. Okay, so this person deals probably with multiple people. That could be, again, why they didn't give you more of their time. Also, I feel like being in this energy feeds any kind of narcissistic energy and tendencies that they have, because they get attention. They like the attention that you gave them, but they also like the attention they get from other people too. Okay, I'm just going to be real with you. And Maybe this person wasn't decisive and made a lot of excuses because they knew that you wanted a label on your connection. They knew that you wanted things to progress. And they weren't ready for that because they knew they couldn't do that being in this energy. So this person, is still in this non-committal, come in for a good time, not for a long time energy. Okay. They are still stuck and stagnant in whatever they're dealing with. So they're supposed to be getting a new perspective here. Okay. What else? What other energy are they in here, Spirit? Okay. So we have bent my card. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So maybe you work with this person, but I feel, whether you do or not, that this person, deep down, they do really want to work on things with you. But I feel like it's coming from a place of feeling bad, of it weighing on them every day. I'm feeling that 10 of Wands here. The weight is on them, and they don't like it. And I feel like, not only do they want to be back in your good graces because they want your energy, and your attention, but I feel like, this person wants to work on things because they don't want to feel guilty anymore. They don't want to feel the way that they have. Yeah, they've been, going back and forth trying to figure out like which path to go down. Like, should I come toward the collective? I don't know. Maybe I won't. And again, that's why they, took too long. They cannot commit to a path. They cannot commit to making a decision. They feel lacking. This person does not feel good enough for you. This person is lacking in multiple ways. And again, they feel inferior. That's partially why they haven't chosen a path here. That's why they haven't done this before now. They live in anxiety. This person is so anxious. They are so overthinking. This person is in their head 24/7. And the reason is because of devil energy. Mindsets, patterns, beliefs within themselves, that feeling of lack, that feeling of inferiority, the lack of confidence, the lack of self-esteem. Okay, there could be also other issues involved as well, other patterns within this person. Okay, and all these things are holding this person from, not just elevating as a soul and transforming, but I feel like, this person, they could also be someone who tries to outrun karma and tries to outrun learning lessons as well. So that might be a recurring pattern or cycle. And I feel like the universe has had enough of that. And I feel like that's why, maybe karma has been coming down on this person. Okay. They've been in this Knight of Wands energy way too long, but they're still in it. So, even if this person does reach out to you, I feel like Spirit wants you to know that this person is still, I hate to use the word toxic, but they're still in this devil energy. They're still in this Knight of Wands, inconsistent, non-committal energy. And again, I feel like not, with justice, this person is supposed to make things right with you, and even though with the I was looking at the Eight of Swords here, with the Eight of Wands, that communication, yes, Spirit is saying that this person is supposed to communicate. They want to communicate. And for some of you, they very well might communicate. But the thing is that I feel like as long as this is still here, as long as these are still here, as long as these are still here, this person is not going to, they're going to hold back. I don't feel like this person is coming your way. Oh, there we go. Right there. There's the 10 of Wands. I knew it was there. You know, this person is living with that state of burden by not coming your way and making things right. And so I feel like if they do come your way, it's just to try to alleviate this burden. So are they coming your way because they truly care? Are they coming your way because they have a sense of love for you? I don't see any indication of that. Yes, there's the 10 of cups there. I feel like they have an emotional connection with you. I feel like they do have feelings for you, but do they truly have a sense of love? I don't see anything here that indicates that. Okay, unfortunately. And so they're getting karma. And so even though they might very well have, like I said, I know they have feelings for you and they might very well have love for you. They're not allowing themselves to love you. They're not allowing themselves for whatever reason. Okay, it's all about this. It's all about that lustful, schmegsual type energy. So whether they were intimate with you or not, this person obviously is physically attracted to you. So maybe, that might have a component here as well. But I do feel that this person, they're trying to get rid of that feeling of guilt. And I really, don't know how much authenticity and transparency this person is going to offer you and provide with the 8 of Wands and the Moon. I really don't know how much they're going to tell you. I feel like this person is going to be very selective in what they tell you. Okay. So just be aware of that. Okay. So again, more signs. We've got Libra again. Pretty heavy Libra. We've got Pisces. It's been pretty heavy Pisces as well. And then Capricorn. So, I mean, yes, I feel like, this person is in emotion. There is an emotional bond here with you. But with heavy Libra as well, I feel like, this person is supposed to make things right. But not only that, they are most likely getting karma. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave this reading here. Sorry that it was so long here, but I do hope it helps. I hope it brought you some information and some clarity. If you feel like it resonates, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care and namaste.